With the Arizona Cardinals shocking the world and taking down a juggernaut in the NFC, it has a lot of people asking, are the Arizona Cardinals a real contending team? The Arizona Cardinals organization this offseason has gone through the ringer, criticized for making decisions and already projected to be the bottom feeders in the NFL. With this win, we can focus on what really matters, and that's winning football games. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. Make sure to follow me on all my social platforms. Everything will be in the description below. And don't be one of these guys that love to hover around the channel. Just subscribe it up. We're on the road to 13K, 15K to 20K. I can't do it without you guys, so definitely subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. First, a word from our sponsor. The Arizona Sports Fan and FOCO has partnered together to get you guys the best deal we possibly can and save money on your Arizona Cardinals merchandise. If you haven't heard of FOCO, basically it's a website that is licensed through the NFL that gives you anything Arizona Cardinal merchandise. If you're looking for glasses, some apparel, some shoes, anything Arizona Cardinals, you're able to get it here on this website. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to be an Arizona Cardinal fan because right now you can use my promo code AZSports, all in caps, at checkout, and you can get yourself 10% off. Please keep in mind that there is some items on this website that do not qualify with my promo code, but you will be able to go ahead and find the most of the items on there. You will be able to use my promo code, and that goes for all the NFL teams out there, right? If you're not an Arizona Cardinal fan, no worries, I got your back. Use promo code Arizona Sports today and get yourself a discount off your latest NFL merch. Alright, everybody, let's dive right into it. Let's talk about the aftermath of Week 3 versus the Dallas Cowboys, and man, what a huge win for the Arizona Cardinals. After this win, there's a lot of national people are starting to look at us a little differently, right? Now, as an Arizona Cardinal fan, and I can only speak for myself, but this isn't really a shock to me. Now, the win is a shock, but not the way that we played the Dallas Cowboys, right? Because in Week 1 versus the Commanders and Week 2 versus the New York Giants, we played very, very hard, right? We were a team that should have won those Week 1 and Week 2 games. Now, unfortunately, we weren't able to close the deal, but it seems like the Arizona Cardinals are learning from their mistakes, and that's something that you really want to see, right? Especially with the last regime when we're dealing with the same things over and over again, right? The penalties, just boneheaded mistakes left and right, and there was no accountability in this locker room. There seems to be a change of culture, a change of actually listening to the coaches this time around, and we're starting to seeing these changes happen, right? One of the things that were plaguing the Arizona Cardinals in Week 1 and Week 2 were boneheaded penalties, right? Now, we do still have penalties, but not boneheaded ones, right? I think the Arizona Cardinals are finally starting to learn from the mistakes that, is being put out there. So the Arizona Cardinals learned to close the game out, and we just got to give kudos to where kudos is due. Joshua Dobbs played a great, clean, turnover-free game, and I truly think that if the Arizona Cardinals play this type of game where you're leading with your workhorse running back in James Conner with 14 carries and 98 yards and a touchdown, that's just kind of a recipe for success, right? If the Arizona Cardinals can contain what we just did, the blueprint, I think it would be hard to stop the Arizona Cardinals, right? Because our defense is out here making plays, right? Now, I think right now, Kazir White has really became that dark horse MVP for our defense. The moment we signed him, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really know too much about Kazir White, but now he has made a name for himself, and honestly, I think a lot of Arizona Cardinal fans love his intensity. They love the way he hits hard. A couple things he needed to fix up was those, late minute hits, and I think he definitely cleaned that up. So really, really love what we've seen here from the defense from the Arizona Cardinals. We're closing games out. The penalties have gotten a lot smaller and smaller as the weeks have gone through, and we're 1-2, right? We are a team that scored the most points against this Dallas Cowboys team. That's crazy. It's absolutely wild, right? And we're the only team that got a turnover on this Dallas Cowboys team. Like, that's absolutely insane. Now, definitely another big shout out here to Kazir White for getting that absolute crucial interception here for the Arizona Cardinals to pretty much put that dagger in the heart of these Dallas Cowboys fans. And they ended up leaving early from the game. So definitely something we love to see here as Arizona Cardinal fans. Now, usually in the aftermath, we like to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And honestly, it's so hard for me to find any ugly in this game. game, right? I think the Arizona Cardinals played a very, very good game overall, right? Special teams with Matt Prater getting that 62-yard bomb. Our offense seems to be clicking. Our defense seems to be clicking. I think we played an overall soundly good game here for the Arizona Cardinals. One thing I do want to say here in terms of, I guess it is a knock or a bad thing, but like I said right now, it's splitting hairs, right? I think this stat would be more of a big deal if the Arizona Cardinals lost, but it definitely seems like the offense, for some odd reason, scores so much points in the first half, and we don't do very much in a second half. I believe I ended up getting a stat here. The Arizona Cardinals total points for these first 3 games in the first half is 54 points, right? In the first 3 games in the total amount, right? Now compare that to the second half in 3 games, 18 points, right? Now that is definitely something that we have to fix, and I think this number would be very, very crucial to dissect if the Arizona Cardinals were 0-3, right, heading into week 4. But the realism is that the Arizona Cardinals did enough to win this game, right? Our defense came out and did enough to win this game. Now, I definitely got to give a huge shout out here to our rookie wide receiver, Michael Wilson, which honestly, I think that is what really started this rally for this Arizona Cardinal offense to not lay down, right? I also kind of got some sort of, deja vu moment when I was watching this game, because I saw that the Dallas Cowboys was trying to inch their way back, right? The Arizona Cardinals had a big lead, and almost kind of like week 1 and week 2, we blew it. And I kind of had that deja vu moment in this game, but kudos to the defense for shutting that down. Kudos to Michael Wilson for getting that 60+ yard reception, which really kind of helped get us a touchdown here. I think Marquise Hollywood-Brown was the one who ended up getting that touchdown and pretty much solidified the 28 points for the Arizona Cardinals heading into, the end of this game. So really, really overall a great game, right? Kazir White, amazing. Marquise Hollywood-Brown is playing very, very well. Michael Wilson, rookie wide receiver, has led the wide receiving core again. The amount of yards that he's had so far in 2 straight games, so definitely kudos to that. The other guy that I want to talk about again is Rondale Moore, right? It's so crazy to see a coach being able to use a dynamic player like a Rondale Moore. Like, we ended up seeing him line up in the backfield. Like, who would have thought to put Rondale Moore in the backfield, right? Now, as of right now, James Conner is our workhorse. We got Keontae Ingram, but there is kind of a fall off there, right? I think a lot of Arizona Cardinal fans notice that we don't have that Chase Edmonds, right? We don't have that other elusive running back like we're used to having, right? Like your Andre Ellington. But with having a Rondale Moore getting reps in the backfield, it just kind of adds another level of, we have more dynamic players, right? But wherever we want to put him, and seeing him in the running back position, I think it's actually really, really cool. If we can continue to do that, right, it's definitely amazing. He definitely has the speed. It's really hard to catch up to him, especially if he's in his final gear. It's really hard to catch up to a Rondale Moore. So really, really cool to see that overall. One player I want to kind of talk about here, which isn't in a good light, is Zach Pascal. Now, there's nothing negative to say about him, but there really isn't anything positive to say anything about Zach Pascal as well. He was one of the only really acquisitions that we ended up getting, including Kazir White in this free agency class. That might be a tribute to Michael Wilson getting a lot more playing time, which honestly is deserving, right? As well as Marquise Hollywood-Brown, Rondale Moore. They seem to be the guys that are getting the bulk load of snaps. Zach Pascal, I don't think he's really doing very much, but it might be because of opportunity, right? They probably brought him in here to be that guy if they didn't feel like Michael Wilson was going to develop into becoming the guy that he is now, right? And I think Michael Wilson has exceeded expectations so far for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, if we could take a look here at the stats for Michael Wilson, wide receiver here for the Arizona Cardinals, I think we would all be shocked to find out that in 3 games, Michael Wilson has already put up 161 yards and had 7 receptions, right? Now, he was so close to getting that touchdown, and I think that would be that cherry on top of the ice cream to see our rookie get a touchdown, but what a huge performance here from Michael Wilson, and just a few other rookies that we have, right? BJ Ojulari also being involved, Keitrell Clark, as well as Paris Johnson Jr. It's just a tribute to what Monty Austin Fort has brought in in this draft, and they're already starting to give us production, right? Already starting to give us value in this Arizona Cardinal roster. So for the people out there that feel like the Arizona Cardinals need to tank to get that number 1 or that 2nd overall pick, don't feel like that, because we got Monty Osen GOAT, ladies and gentlemen. We got Monty Osen in our side, and I do feel like regardless of where we pick, he's going to be picking the best people that is going to be, you know, going to help the Arizona Cardinals for the future years moving forward. So don't worry about tanking. Let's worry about fixing our culture. I think that's the number 1 and most important thing. If you truly look at it roster per roster, the Arizona Cardinals shouldn't have won this game against the Dallas Cowboys, right? But what we have on our team is we got hungry guys that truly want to, you know, win. We got some hungry guys that truly bought into the Jonathan Gannon system, and I think that is a lot better than having those premier, prima donna, big paid type of players coming in here and they feel like they don't really have to prove anything, right? We got the guys that have the eye of the tiger. We got the guys that are hungry, and I think that right there is a tribute to what we've seen so far in the first 3 weeks of the NFL season, heading into week 4. So we're not going to dive into San Francisco 49ers, but honestly, we're going to be having more videos later on in the week talking about them, but absolutely a huge win. There is a lot of people that are starting to look at the Arizona Cardinals in an absolute different light moving forward, and I'm all up for it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what your guys' thoughts here about the Arizona Cardinals aftermath. Thank you so very much for tuning in. As always, have a great rest of your day, and go Cards.